James, this is for Abbas and Alo. What I want to say is that I think this whole conspiracy theory about everyone's trying to get up to is like Alo, you putting out about oil and Syria and all this. I think the reason that this has come up is about Iraq and Afghanistan. You know, the US government went in, they didn't find any weapons of mass destruction, and maybe they're not going to find any here.
But they found a lot of oil, that's our point.
Yes, I know, that's what I'm trying to say. This conspiracy theory that everyone has about, oh, we're going in for oil, the bottom line is people are dying, and when you get yourself so wound up in these conspiracy theories, you can sometimes forget the basics that people are dying and we shouldn't just sit here and let nothing happen to it. Whether they use chemical weapons or not, the bottom line is he has been attacking his own people who are supposed to be leading for a number of years now, and we should do something about oil or no oil.
Yeah, thank you for that. And we would completely agree that it does seem that it would be right to intervene, but we just don't think militarily is the right way to go about it, because at the end of the day, people are being killed every day. But the only effect that military intervention is going to have is that more people are killed every day. Because if we go in, we'll be killing some of the other side, and that their opposition will increase as well, because Russia will join in. So you're literally just going to escalate the amount of deaths per day. So while what's going on is really, really bad, we can't intervene without it getting much, much worse.
Yeah, good debate, guys. But surely it's actually in the best interests of the West not to intervene. I'm speaking about neoconservatives in America here. Whilst Obama's intention to intervene would be humanitarian, you could say, the neoconservatives in America, they have a lot of sort of Republicans, or they have a lot of power in the Senate, for example. It's in their interests not to intervene because of their beliefs about, you know, they would be happy for the Syrians to destroy each other as much as possible. Then, after that, invading militarily would be the best course of action. So surely now, if it's from a humanitarian perspective, that's best.
Yeah.
So who's that question to?
Yeah, this was a question directed towards Ali, because I know James has responded to Isla's thing about oil and stuff like that, but I kind of disagree with what he said, because if you look at the kind of if you look at all the different things in the world, like the Rwandan genocide and millions of people being killed in other countries, but then if you look at the ones where we intervene with the military, it does actually, there's a weird correlation between resources that we want in those countries. I'm not saying we don't care about the people in the countries, obviously we care that people are dying, but it seems a little bit like their main motive is to kind of get to a certain place, kind of set up a government that's friendly towards them, have the rebels owe them for getting them into power and that kind of thing. So I just wonder what your response to that was.
Okay, my response was yeah, also on that point, thank you. The point on military, what American debate has been in America and here, is it's not sending in UN peacekeepers. They're talking about F-22s, Tomahawk missiles. These are really aggressive weaponry. They don't differentiate between killing a civilian or a rebel. They kill an area, they wipe out situations and areas. So the point is really strengthened by the fact that if you admit that, okay, let's bring in some military intervention, you have no control over who you kill unless you're very good at killing people. And although America is very good with drone warfare, it seems very impractical in Syrian terrain.
Okay. My first response is aimed at Abbas, then I'll answer Hannah's point, is with the whole thing, the motion states military intervention. Now, you're sort of presupposing military intervention includes Tomahawks and F-22s. We're talking about military intervention. Whether we want to...
That's what America's talking about. That's what America's talking about.
As in the motion says that should the UK militarily intervene. So that's the one I'm addressing, and I'm not sort of addressing concerns of how they should intervene and what sort of weapons should be used. I'm talking about the principle of it. To answer Hannah's point, is that also the purpose of this debate is to be sort of detached from other concerns about, for example, a UK democratic backlash saying that you haven't listened to the views of the people, or the fact that we're going in for oil. The whole point is this is a debate more focused on principle, and the principle of whether we should go in or not, whether it's concerned with oil and with, God knows what else. We're concerned with should we go in and the idea of intervention is meant to be a clean one, not one which is tainted with sort of other ideas and conspiracy theories.
This was a point that he touched upon earlier that I don't think he mentioned at all, and it was that I don't think you've looked into the consequences. So I see what James was saying about you forget about the people dying, but do you understand that if we intervene, then Russia is on Syria's side, so it will make it escalate and there will be more people dying.
I'm going to feed something else into the debate as well. So, Alright, so a week ago, the Christian town of Malula was seized by the Nusra Front, who are allies with Al Qaeda, who are also part of the Free Syrian Army. So the question begs, if President Assad was removed from power, who would precede him? Who would success him, sorry?
Well, good question. If he went, it would go to the leaders of the Free Syrian Army, essentially, or the Al-Nusra Front, as you said. The main spiritual leader's name is Yusuf al-Qaradawi. His message is more, he made a public statement to America saying, can you please send us more weaponry, send us more aid. A month later, this chemical weaponry talk happened. Those are not the type of people you want to go in charge of any government. They're quite a hostile bunch. However, they are the same ideologically driven people as Saudi Arabia and Qatar. They're the same extremist, kind of Wahhabi, proper extreme guys. They happen to be our allies. So you have to consider, although Assad is terrible and bad, he's not committed atrocities directly towards us. Whereas those guys have funded terrorism, which we felt in our land and abroad. So I think that the greatest evil is the rebels, and we should hold them off at all costs.
Oh, it's fighting talk right there.
I'm really sorry about this. It's been a fantastic debate, and it's so good to see so many people involved. Can we end with a show of hands? Who would support intervention?
Yeah, how's it changed?
Okay, who wouldn't?